The story of Pharaoh, or Pharaoh, in ancient Egypt is a rich and complex one, filled with legends, historical accounts, and religious significance. One of the most famous pharaohs in Egyptian history is often associated with the biblical story of Moses. Here is a narrative that draws from various sources to tell the story of Pharaoh in ancient Egypt. Once upon a time, in the land of Egypt, a mighty and ambitious ruler known as Pharaoh ascended to the throne. His name, like many pharaohs before and after him, has been lost to the sands of time, and he is simply known as Pharaoh. He ruled over a vast and prosperous empire along the fertile banks of the Nile River, where the people toiled under the scorching sun to build magnificent temples, pyramids, and cities. Pharaoh was a man of grandeur and ego, believing himself to be a god among mortals. His face was adorned with a splendid golden mask, and his throne room was filled with riches beyond imagination. However, Pharaoh's reign was marked by tyranny and oppression. He enslaved thousands of people, including the Israelites, forcing them to labor endlessly in the harsh conditions of the desert. As Pharaoh's cruelty grew, a man named Moses emerged as a beacon of hope for the oppressed Israelites. Moses had been born to Hebrew parents, but was raised as an Egyptian prince in Pharaoh's palace. However, he could not ignore the suffering of his people. After a fateful encounter with a burning bush that spoke with the voice of God, Moses was given a divine mission to lead the Israelites out of Egypt and to freedom. Moses confronted Pharaoh, demanding that he release the Israelites from bondage. But Pharaoh, stubborn and arrogant, refused to yield. What followed were a series of plagues, each more devastating than the last, sent by God to persuade Pharaoh to change his heart. Rivers turned to blood, frogs infested the land, and locusts devoured crops, causing immense suffering to the people of Egypt. Yet, Pharaoh's heart remained hardened, and he resisted the pleas of his advisors to free the Israelites. It was not until the final, dreadful plague, the death of the firstborn sons of Egypt, that Pharaoh relented. He ordered Moses and the Israelites to leave Egypt, hoping to end the calamities that had befallen his kingdom. As the Israelites departed, carrying their meager belongings and the promise of a new life, Pharaoh's heart wavered. He pursued them with his mighty army, determined to recapture his slaves. But fate had other plans. The parted waters of the Red Sea allowed the Israelites to escape to safety, while Pharaoh's chariots and soldiers were swallowed by the sea's relentless waves. Pharaoh, in his hubris, had met a tragic end. His empire crumbled, and his name became synonymous with pride and obstinacy. The story of Pharaoh and Moses serves as a timeless tale of the struggle between power and compassion, tyranny and freedom, and the enduring belief in the possibility of redemption.